Ludwig. It's my pleasure to be your MC this year for the sale. We're looking forward to a fun afternoon. We'll start off our sale with comments from our Missouri State Fair Director, Mark Wolf. Let's welcome Mark to the podium.
She said don't touch that, don't do that again. I just want to welcome everybody out to the 2012 Missouri State Fair Sale of Champions. We are happy you're here, and I know most of you probably have been to this before. If you haven't, I encourage you to dig deep. We're going to make a lot of money today for some kids with some great animals, but also for the Youth and Ag Committee's scholarship fund. And last year I think we did somewhere around 24 scholarships. The more money we raise, the more we can give out. So we're excited about that. We're excited you're here, and let's make a lot of money. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Mark. Next, we invite Jack Magruder from Kirksville, Missouri. He is chairman of the Missouri State Fair Commission, and he will make a few comments and then introduce his fellow commissioners. Let's welcome him to the podium.
I bring you greetings from the State Fair Commission. We're grateful you're here. We're thankful for your support today. We're thankful for your support all year of Missouri State Fair. We want to congratulate all the youth who have exhibited and thank them, especially those who are showing up today. I'll just echo Mark's comments. I'd like to introduce the members of the commission to you, Dr. John, and I'd like for them to stand or wave. You can applaud after they're all standing or waving. Dr. John Hagler, Jefferson City. Barbara Hayden, Sedalia. Sherry Jones, Dawn. Lowell Moeller, Vice Chair, Jeff City. Kevin Roberts, Hillsborough. Ron Scheidegger, Salisbury. Ted Shepard, Kabul. Janet Terrell, St. James. And then I'd like for all the past commissions to stand. Sue? Others? Okay, they've done a great work. Let's thank them.
Our next guest is Dr. John Hagler, Director of Agriculture for the great state of Missouri. Let's welcome Dr. Hagler.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Governor Nixon and the state of Missouri, I want to commend all of those that have made today possible. The volunteers, the sponsors, the parents for all your years of support, and most of all, the 4-H and FFA kids who represent agriculture so well. Nearly a week ago, right here on the fairgrounds, in the building next door, we paid tribute to the men and women of the armed services. Only 1.5% of Americans lives on a farm or a ranch, yet the armed services, 40% of them come from rural communities. That says a lot about the fabric of those communities and about the character of those individuals. So today, before we get started, I'd like to ask every member of the audience who has served in the armed services, either here or abroad, active duty or reserve or National Guard, to please stand. Thank you for your service, folks. Thank you for what you do for our country. I bring that up because as I've traveled the fairgrounds this week with the governor, and we've had the opportunity to visit with the young people of this great state and of this fair. When we looked at the 4-H and FFA exhibitors, when we talked to them whether they were showing their livestock or whether they were showing off some kind of a research project, cutting-edge ag research, or whether they were giving speeches or singing the national anthem, or they were just interacting with the public, I've had that same sense of pride that I have in our country when I see a member of our armed services that same sense of pride in our great state, that same sense of pride that comes with knowing that these kids represent those same values of hard work, responsibility, fairness, and self-sacrifices that our men and women of the armed services and our young people of today represent. I've visited with them, I've been touched by their stories, and I've been humbled by their poise and their talent. And I know, like you know, that the future of agriculture and our country is in good hands, and that this country will once again have a greatest generation, and that these kids in FFA and 4-H will certainly be a part of that, and for that we owe them a great gratitude. So I congratulate them on this fair, I congratulate them on their showmanship, and I congratulate them and very much join you in looking forward to the great things that are here to come on their behalf. Thank you for having us, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Dr. Hagler. Finally, it is my pleasure to introduce Emily Wood, the 2012 Missouri State Fair Queen. Emily is the reigning Miss Marion County, and she studies nursing at Moberly Area Community College. Let's welcome Emily to the podium.
Thank you. I just want to welcome all of you all to the 2012 Missouri State Fair, as well as the Sale of the Champions auction today. This has truly been a life-changing experience for me. I've got to experience so many different things in a variety in each area, and I just cannot express to you how honored and how thankful I am to be the 2012 Missouri State Fair Queen. I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful time and experiencing things just as I am. So thank you all. Thank you for all of your support, and I hope you're enjoying your time. Thank you.
Next, we want to recognize some people who have worked very hard to make this sale a success. Wayne Yoakley is chairman of the Youth and Agriculture Committee and superintendent of the Sale of Champions. Wayne, you raise your hand? Let's give Wayne a round of applause. Rodney Heimer is vice chairman of the Youth and Agriculture Committee. Rodney, raise your hand. And Sharon Topliff is secretary treasurer. Sharon, I know you're busy. Please stand or wave. Back behind. The Youth and Agriculture Committee is comprised of 50 volunteer members who work all year to raise funds for this program. I'd like to ask the Youth and Agriculture Committee members to stand and be recognized. Most of them are working back here behind me in the stands, so let's give them a round of applause. Next, the young lady to my left is our Sale of Champions intern, Madison Atkins from Savannah. She attends Northwest Missouri State University and will graduate in December with a BS in agricultural business. Let's give her a round of applause. Next, we want to recognize the superintendents of the various livestock divisions. They've worked very hard for the past 10 days to get these animals here, and we want to give them a good recognition. First of all, in beef, David Dick is to my left. In swine, Jerry Reed. In sheep, Leon Bushdecker. In poultry, Tony Perryman. In rabbits, Marianne Thacker. And boar goats, Randy Plattner. We want to recognize and thank Mark Murphy with the Missouri Department of Agriculture. Mark has chaired the department's golf tournament for many years, which has contributed $5,000 to youth and agriculture each year. Anyone interested in being a sponsor or wishing to play in next year's tournament can please see Mark today or at some time later. Let's give Mark Murphy a round of applause. This is the first year the Sale of Champions is being broadcast live via the internet through Live Auctions TV. We want to thank Brad Farmar for his work and support to make this available. Thank you, Brad. We also have KMMO radio station from Marshall. They are broadcasting the sale on the radio today. Let's give them a round of applause. We want to thank Scott Schounker for supplying the shavings and decorations for the sale ring. And we thank MFA Incorporated in Sedalia and Sims Feed and Supply Sweet Springs for supplying the sale ring and pens. Let's give them a round of applause. To my right in front are a couple of gentlemen who are videotaping. First of all, Missouri Farm Bureau Federation, represented by Dan Reed. Dan, raise your hand. And the Missouri Department of Agriculture, represented by Mark Baumgartner. Let's give him a round of applause. We have two representatives here today who are officers with the National Association of Farm Broadcasters, and we would like to recognize them. We'd like to ask Tom Stever, who was with the Brownfield Network, and Janet Atkinson with KMZU to please stand. They're right in front of me, in the middle. Thank you for being here. This year, the Youth and Agriculture Committee celebrates 20 years of supporting the agricultural education of Missouri's youth. We have awarded 399 scholarships totaling more than $322,000 since 1992. Last year, the Youth and Ag Committee awarded 24 $1,000 scholarships. In addition, one $2,500 Supreme Scholarship, sponsored by Seidenstricker John Deere of Missouri and Seidenstricker Angus Genetics, was awarded. We have several of our 2011 scholarship recipients here today, and we'd like to ask them to first of all stand, and then to make their way to the sale ring, we would like to take a picture of them so we can remember. First of all, please stand, all 2011 scholarship recipients. Let's give them a round of applause as they make their way to the ring. There are probably more here than are on my list, but I'm going to read the list I have. Savannah Angel, Haley Brunkhorst, Chad Cook, Kendrick Davis, Aaron Ehlers, Morgan Gregory, Nicole Hagenoff, Megan Halsey, Corey Hudson, William English, Jacob Lettner, John Littlefield, Jesse McAprank, Katie Martin, Josiah Searfoss, Rachel Sharp, Courtney Spencer, David Vest, Elizabeth Ward, and Grant Wheeler. While their picture is taken, I will tell you that 30% of the total of today's sale will be used by the Youth and Agriculture Committee for scholarships and youth development activities. Scholarship applications for next year will be due on February 1st, 2013. Information will be available on the Missouri State Fair website shortly after the 1st of November. Let's give them another round of applause and thank you for being here. We have some housekeeping announcements. Pearl Walhall, straight in front of me, top of the bleacher, raise your hand. She'll be taking our photos today. We want to give her a round of applause. And Deetta Murphy, who will be assisting her. Thank you, Deetta. Roger Huslagi and Steve Nadler will be taking buyer information and invoice information. All buyers and their families are invited to a dinner after the sale, which will be held here in the Assembly Hall. You can get tickets from Roger or Steve. Next, I'd like to ask everyone to please stand. We have with us today Courtney Spencer, State FFA First Vice President from Aurora, and Dustin Ale, State 4-H President from Friedheim. They will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Following the pledge, please remain standing as Austin Reedy of the Warsaw FFA chapter and Area 8 historian will sing the national anthem.
Please join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we rainbows, stripes, and bright stars, through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now it's my pleasure to turn the mic over to our auctioneer, Mike Williams, for the real reason we are all here, to sell some champion livestock.
All right, thank you very much, Rhonda. Austin, masterful job. Austin is going to be, I think, interviewing now for the new bass position with the Oak Ridge boys before too long. So, anyway, good job. You know, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honor and a privilege to be associated with the Missouri State Fair, and in particular, Youth in Agriculture and the Scholarship Foundation that we so serve here. We've got a full house today, and in fact, I notice here in the back, there's still people trying to crowd in. So there's probably some places up and around each side that you all can take your place in. We do promise to give you a fast, snappy sale once we get underway. I will tell you this, that it's really hard to figure out. You think from one end of the year to from the end of this sale until it starts again today. Hold that calf. Hold that calf. Not ready yet. Back her up. Good job. Anyway, that said, I was going to mention opening up a sale into this. You think about things to go through it all year long. I want to tell you that there were 751 market hogs involved in the hog show over there, and these two that we'll show today are the two that competed with 751 others. There were 449 lambs competing, 214 steers, 47 pens of chickens, 23 pens of rabbits, and 182 goats. And of all those animals competing in the junior show today, or this last week, the ones behind me and the ones we'll sell here today are the ones that actually come to the forefront. But more importantly, there's over 100,000 4-H people involved in 4-H over the state of Missouri. There are over 25,000 involved in FFA in the state of Missouri. So anytime that you think that agriculture is not important, and what we do on days like today to not only affect the 12 or so individuals that we're going to actually compete or going to actually auction their animals for,